Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Um, First, I'm going to make a little bit of an addendum to our panel. Originally, we were going to be having a discussion with three other writers who happen to be from a certain LGBT community. However, because it's just me and myself, and I am not a transgendered person, I'm a gay person. It would be very awkward if I'm just only asking her. So we'll do a little bit more back and forth. Theme will be, however, the same, but it'll be more open towards just general LGBT thinking, not just trans, like gay and trans both. So first of all, ma'am, shall I first let me before I even start, let's get the pronouns because whenever we're talking with people, we need to have our pronouns correct. So how do you identify yourself? Is it not?
Hello everyone. Myself, I'm Vijayarajamallika from Kerala. I'm a bilingual writer, not just bilingual, but I write in three languages: Malayalam, Angrezi, or Sanskrit. And my pronouns are she/her. Basically, an intersex person. I have produced the first intersex lullaby in the world, and it was started with Malayalam, which has been later translated to English, Hindi, and Sanskrit. I've produced around 14 books. Seven of them are part of different universities in India and also the textbook curriculum of Kerala. Currently, I'm the first transgender general council member of Kerala Sahitya Academy and also the first transgender member of the SCRT Kerala, that is Textbook Committee of Kerala State. Uh, what else? Uh, Really, I'm thankful to Ganga Kumarji and Reshma Prasad ji, जिसने मुझे um, has given me great opportunity to be in Bihar. In fact, this is first time. It is not first time. I believe in 2018 I was being invited, but I missed the flight from Bangalore, so I couldn't come. I couldn't make it, and I believe this is a greater opportunity for me. Um, and many of my translations are going on in Telugu, Bengali, and many other foreign languages. I write poetry. Autobiography was awarded the best literature in 2019, and I was awarded the state award by the government of Kerala. Government of Kerala awarded me thrice for being a trans woman, writing in many other languages, inspiring even the cisgender women who are writers in Kerala. And that's it.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for giving a beautiful biography of yourself. It's really important and inspiring to have you here. I'm also just going to take a few minutes just to happen to be. My name is Kiran Bhat. I'm an Indian American novelist, poet, and traveler. I grew up to a family of Karnatakas in the US South, but since 18, I've been now to 177 countries. I have lived in 25 cities in the world, and 12 of them are in different countries. One of them happens to be where I live now. I live in Mumbai, home is Mumbai, and I try to create works of art that challenge the border, the binary, the idea of having to identify with place, space, experience. Of course, gender, sexuality is a part of that, but generally it is about being borderless in all the senses, whether it's national border, physical border, gender borders. And I try to write from a perspective that makes people think outside of that. I happen to be here speaking with my book, Speaking in Tongues, which was published by a small press called Red River. I'm a polyglot. I speak 12 languages and I write in six. This is a collection of my poems in three different foreign languages: Spanish, Mandarin, Turkish. And maybe I'll speak a little bit about my book later, but each of the different parts challenge our assumptions of place, identity, narrative experience, and using the foreign language in a way to express things that normally we cannot express when we only use our mother tongue. So I identify as he, him. I'm a gay man. And I'm really excited to talk to this lovely woman about her experiences. Before we start reading our poems, I want to ask you a question. Do you think it's important? Well, first of all, do you see yourself as a trans writer or a writer?
I believe I love to be known as both transgender writer and also as a writer. Why? Because bringing forth the actual lives of non-binary is not an easy thing, especially in literature. It was a task, but I could make it. Why? Because that was such a great agony that the society was giving every time. So for me, literature was always a tool, and it was to express the realities of life, which was other than the so-called celebrated binaries. So I believe this is actually a kind of interfering in the injustice which is being made by the so-called binary in bringing forth the realities of life. So I love to be known as a transgender poet. I know this is too hard for people to understand and accept that being a transgender poet is not like why do you call yourself as transgender poet? But uh, my writings are opening to you. My first Hindi book was Maine Tumhara Kya Bigada Hai, which was published by Vani Publications from Delhi. You could read it. You can understand what is the kind of literature that I was trying to bring forth to the society to make you understand that we also exist among you. Hope it is clear.
Very good. Very good. And yes, I think it's important to exist in identity and also to identify the futility of identity, which I think you've done very clearly. I think we need these identities because
It's not just existence. It's part of life with dignity is very
yeah, we
important.
all have to have a life of dignity
Yes.
and treat it as if we deserve to exist.
Other than social justice, other than social empowerment, or
Yes.
welfare, we need the social life of justice,
Yeah.
where we see all around only injustice. They're
Yeah.
asking, why are you born?
I know. And that's not right because we all deserve to exist on this planet no matter how we identify.
Yeah,
Do you want to read any poems from your work?
yeah, of course. It has been translated by Suma Ajit Kumar. She was a professor of the Vanita Government Women's College from Kerala, Trivandrum. Arthanari. अर्धनारीश्वर पूर्णता की तालियों से जिसका सत्कार किया जाता है, अर्धनारियां अपूर्णता की दलदल में धसी जाती है। भगवान चमकता है, मानव जलता है। इनके बीच कहीं नीति खुदकुशी करती है। भगवान के रूप में पुनर्जन्म ले तो क्या यह जन्म सफल होगा, जो रातों के साथ मीठे सपने देख सो पाए। This is in fact the translation of my poetry, Arthanari, which was initially written in Malayalam. Okay, and if you give me some time, I can just read out one English poetry which has been translated by myself.
Ma'am, I'm just thinking if you're open to it, why don't we do like a because I have three sections of my book, you have three
Okay.
different books, you do a poem, I'll do a poem.
Okay,
Is
that's
that
fine.
fair? Yeah. Again, this is we've had to change the structure because previously it was going to be three different people and now it just
And you were a moderator.
I know. But
You're supposed to keep quiet.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
but things have changed, so I'm
I know,
actually
and it's
waiting for
not
your
my
poem.
intention. Yeah, it's not my
Yeah.
intention to take space, but what's happened is
Yeah, it's okay.
otherwise it
okay.
becomes
Yeah.
too much like just one person
Yes.
talking now. But if you would prefer that, I don't mind just
So
being a
eagerly waiting for your work.
Yes, yes. So I'll just read one of the poems from Autobiografia, which was originally written in Spanish, and it is a translation from a poem I wrote in Spanish. That each of the 29 poems is a different year of my life, and so this is the year of birth. So 1990, solitude, darkness, sudden light, Amma's groan, cold and engulfing hands. Afterwards, decontextualization, disorientation, life. Why was I given life? I could only cough out words, but in my eyes brimmed that question. Please go for your next.
Okay. This is from the poetry Transcending Ardhanarishwara. This book was published by Galaxy from Madras, the New Chennai. Poetry is Rebirth. In public places, in hospitals, at pharmacies, bus stops, temples, when eyes pierce like spears, when blood is shed, when pain throbs through every nerve, I often long, if only I had been born in your womb. In my next birth, when I call you Amma, what will you do to me? Because I'm a transgender.
So in the
Thank
second,
you.
Yep. Go ahead.
Thank you. I was just thanking for the claps because now they understood what is the answer of the first question that you have been posing to me.
So I'll just read my second poem, which is it's a mix of Bhakti style and Confucian writing that came from my time spent in China, and it's also a queer poem. It's my boyfriend asked, "Why do you like me?" My boyfriend asked, "Why do you like me?" I answered, "Because according to nature, we should be together. It is not that the universe dictated it by law. It was never a government mandate, nor the will of the heavens. It is simply the nature of you and I together. It is natural for you and me. Let me give an example. The ocean is made of many particles. When the ocean is moved, the ocean does not know why it is being moved, it simply reacts. We are like the ocean. You move me, I move you. I do not know where you begin. You do not know where I end. Kiran knows. I want you to see every part. I want you to see every part of your body. I want you to know the limits of me. I want to mate with you the way the anglerfish does. To be that little fish that squirms into the body, in spirit two, in body one. Please go ahead.
With all your support, let me have a poetry in my own language.
Please.
This is the lullaby which is written for the intersex babies. ആണല്ല പെണ്ണല്ല കൺമണി നീ എൻ്റെ തേന്മണിയല്ലോ തേന്മണി ആതുരയാമന്റെ നീർമണി കണ്ടു കാലം നൽകിയ പൊൻകണി നീ നന്മയും തിന്മയും വേർതിരിക്കണം കള്ളികൾക്കപ്പുറം നീ വളരേണം പൊരുളിന്റെ പ്രതിബിംബമാകേണം നീ നീയായി തന്നെ നിറയേണം മകനല്ല മകളല്ല മാരിവില്ലേ മാറോടു ചേർക്കുന്നു ഞാൻ നിന്നെ നൽകുന്നു നിറുകയിലൊരുമ്മ ജന്മസാഫല്യത്തിൻ നൂറുമ്മ തളരല്ലേ തഴയ്ക്കട്ടെ നിന്റെ സ്വപ്നങ്ങൾ താങ്ങായി മാറട്ടെ നിന്റെ ജന്മം ശാപമല്ല പാപമല്ല ഓമനെ നീ എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ വന്നുദിച്ച ഭാഗ്യതാരം ആദ്യതാരം നീ. This is the first intersex lullaby which has been marked in the world, and this has been part of many universities in Kerala. Both Malayalam and English translations are part of syllabus, and I can just give you a Sanskrit version of the 4 lines. Baluna tvamna cha kanya. It means you are neither male nor woman, or you are neither boy nor girl. Balona tvamna cha kanya. Netra taraga muttunme. Twamhi manve madhukoshavat. It means you are the honey drops of my eyes. Hope you understand there are children who are born as non-binary. We called the Napumsaka in Sanskrit in the mythology of Indian culture, but those children are always being thrown away in the society. They are being denied of their basic rights to participate in the society, to live among this family, and they have been always been denied of their basic rights. So this is a poetry which bring forth the agony and the pain which those children basically face. And we have got lullabies for boys and girls, and this is first time India was singing a lullaby for a non-binary born child, an intersex baby. Thank you.
Yes, I applaud that. That's something very important, and I think it's good that that space is being created through your hard work.
Thank you.
I'll just sorry. So in my other third of the poems, there is this section in which I've been to many countries, and I give each of the poems of the countries I've lived in a personification, like India, China, US, etc. It doesn't make sense for this particular topic, so instead I'll read a poem which I think has some. It's very different from your poem, but something about the poem you read gave me the desire to read this poem instead. So I'll read this one. We live in an age in which an Indian wants to be an American wants to be a Swede wants to be a Brazilian wants to be a Japanese. I want to be a million little swords with the potential to pierce the sun, or a conch with the velocity of sound to make the first step to Mars, the son of Venus, the mother of Bhima, a kiss to Shakti, a hug to God, Indian blood, American passport, the wings of a cloud, the pistol of a flower. It's great. And please, I was about to say, you should also read another poem.
Okay. Poetry name is Birth. The first time I was separated from my mother, there were many around me with prayers on their lips. Later, when I was separated from my body, only time stood by me. From the hubbub into abandonment, a rebirth, a rebirth. Thank you.
Huh? Now I want to ask you some questions about your tutelage, we can say, as an artist. Who are your favorite writers? Who are the people that inspire you? And well, maybe we'll ask that next. Is who are the people that generally inspire you? But who are the writers that inspire you? The texts which inspire you?
I was always inspired by the writings of Subhadra Kumari Chauhan. As a child, as a student, I was in fact carried out by the way she was trying to express patriotism, nationality of the country, and also about the bold, speeches about or writings about feminism, which was really an platform for bringing up forth a student, a transgender student like me, to the world of Hindi literature. And I believe I learned the poetry "Go Bloody Mardani Ho To Jhansi Wali Rani Thi" when I was doing my 8th standard. That was inspiring. I believe that that is a poem which has been inspiring for the generations in the country. And of course, it was Manu Bhandari ji and also Mahadevi. The way she was bringing out the emotions, especially in her Goragai. See, when we read her, we feel like it is happening in front of us. So I believe that literature is not into ornamentaling of language, but it should be a bridge between reality, reality, and and people. This is what I learned from all these writers. Um, and Mridula Mridula Garg is of course an inspiring feminist writer. Even Anamika is also an inspiring writer. So this is what.
And what are some of the, like, say, the works of, say, ancient mythology, or like certain narratives of the culture that inspire you? You feel like you want to subvert, or you want to have a different relationship to, or new relationship with?
See, I'm coming from Kerala. We have a very renowned Vishwa Kavi called K. Sachidanand.
I
He
know
was
him.
also a member of Kendra Sahitya Academy for a long time. He's in fact a voyager, a traveler who has been gone everywhere in the world, and he's been inspiring our generations for a long time. So, uh, you know, I feel very much proud for being here. It's not just I'm in Bihar, but also I'm from the world of the land of K. Sachidanandan.
Yes, he's a good writer. And what about people in the community that are activists, that are leaders, that are inspiring you, both in Kerala, India, other countries?
Everyone inspires me.
Good.
Everyone. Because I believe it is, everyone who makes the world. So let it be a negative or a positive, whatever be, everyone inspires me. Even I have been inspired by myself. Why? Because the way I come out with, you know, even though I have a problem, I sleep very happily at the night. That is what the kind of struggle that we face in the current society. When we go back to our, ancient mythology, we have a very good space for the transgender, intersex, and the non-binary people. But what happened? What happened during these years that you all know? So that is a point where a transgender writer or queer writer want to, coming to the world to tell that we all existed. But nowadays, what is happening? So reintegrating the spaces through literature is what I do.
And are there any certain, like, pieces of advice or wisdom or something that you think have come from your experiences in Kerala that you'd like to share with the audience here?
That I've written in my book. Let them read my book. Because it's part of marketing, right?
That is there. That's
You
true.
can always
We
get
all
this
want.
book online. मैंने तुम्हारा क्या बिगाड़ा है? It is a hot
And it's
cake.
in Hindi as
It's a
well, so
it's
you
a
can.
hot cake. And this book is also available online. Transcending Arthanarishwara. This is my second English book. First was mm, and I've written one short story which is also part of a university. That is unborn mother. Unborn mother, a mother who's not born. That is also part of a university in Kerala. Then A Word to Mother was my first book, which was being published from Delhi. That is also part of different universities in Kerala and also in India. So I just don't want to mention everything so that you will not start reading that. So please go to online and you can purchase and you can read it. Why? Because these experiences are not just into this hall. It's a story of struggle. It's a story of achievements. It's a story of give and take, which you have to read and you have to understand. And I want to hear more from your side because you're always questioning me. That's fine, but I love to know more from your side. Like, how do you manage to be a writer? I'm not sure whether you are being uh, celebrated well in India. Why? If so, I need to know about that.
Yeah, sure. Well, you're asking how my work has been received in India. You're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, I think it's been pretty well. I'm grateful. I go to so many literature festivals. I sell thousands of copies of my books, and I mean, of course, there's differences amongst all of us here, but I think it's important to be a person who's proudly LGBT, proudly international, and who's willing to show a different vision of the world to people, because otherwise it's like you said about your Satyanandan, who's also a colleague of mine as a poet, and I've met him at several lit fests. We need to show people that it is possible to live without borders, to not just stay. I mean, we have to be proud of our roots and heritage, but we can use our heritage to be connected to other communities, other territories, other ways of seeing the world. And so I'm grateful that some level of impact is there. And I just want to inspire the people to think about people that are normally not in their field of vision, think about different cultures, communities, people who identify differently as well, who live differently, but have very proud and happy lives as well, who can be gay or transgendered and be happy and have normal and regular lives, who we're thinking about what we eat, what we want to do tonight, whether we want to go to the movies or the museum. It's important to have that understanding of normality. Would you like to read another poem?
I'm listening to you.
Oh,
I'm
fair
eagerly
enough.
listening to you.
No, 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 not like that. You were just, I thought maybe you wanted to read. So maybe we'll, oh, yeah, there was one more question I wanted to ask you, however. Do you have any sort of hope or vision for the LGBT community of India? Because as you know, we're developing, we're still creating our space in this world. Do you have something that you wish for, or you wish it was more like this or that as we're developing the space?
I request to the government of India that LGBTQ writers have to be celebrated very well. It's not happening because we speak about marginalizations a lot. Marginalizations are always happening. That is true. Even mainstreaming is also happening from the other side. But celebrations of LGBTQ writers are very less. May I ask you one thing? How many LGBTQ writers have won the Padma Shri?
That's a good question. I won't be able to tell
I
offhand.
believe the Bihar government would at least take an opportunity to celebrate or to award or to honor a transgender or an intersex or even a LGBTQ writer, because writing is happening everywhere. We call it drishyata in Hindi, right? To bring this drishyata is not an easy thing. There are stories of hazards. There are stories of um, irresponsibility of the society for not seeing the realities of life. So these have to be brought forth to the society to understand, as I told you, that participation of everyone is very important for the reconstruction of this nation. सो मैं विनती करती हूँ कि हमारे बिहार की सरकार just celebrate this, honor the people, because honoring binary has been seen everywhere. It's been seen everywhere, but honoring a person who struggled to leave is too hard. I can have one poem.
Yeah, please.
When wounded by language, there is more pain than being stabbed in the chest when the mind is torn apart by language. Being a man, being a woman, or being neither isn't even a choice, not even for this human birth. And yet, in crowds, torn stones pulled down, mocked, and killed.
So on that note, I think this is a good time. I'm no longer with many questions about this topic, but I'm sure the audience will have a lot of questions in their head. So does anyone want to ask a question? There's one. Pankaj sir.
We're waiting for the questions.
Tell. He has one. That's sir.
I can start speaking. Literature is also important. Why? Because certain things you see, your perception may be different when you start reading things. Your hope you understand English, right? Your perception started to change when you start to read. बिकॉज आप जब देखते हैं आप कुछ देखते हैं पर जब आप कुछ पढ़ते हैं आपका जो डायमेंशंस है ना वो बदल जाते हैं इसलिए मैं यहाँ पे बैठी हूँ आप जब मुझे देखते हैं तो मैं एक ट्रांसजेंडर हूँ जब मैं लिखना शुरू की तो आप सोच इतना वेदना थे उनके अंदर अंडरस्टैंड यू स्टार्टेड टू रियलाइज द काइंड ऑफ पेन the kind of injustice which me and my people, I don't say community, rather, I would like to use the word me and my people were suffering in the so called well celebrated binary society. Okay. Anything else?
Sir had a
Or
question.
quick question?
Yeah, that person
Yeah,
had a question.
at the back.
I'll say something, if you don't mind, because I will say it in a way that is political. I mean, the truth is that all religions, all cultures have had LGBT people in them who have both been persecuted and celebrated. I've seen all the societies of the world. There are societies that have gone from very progressive to very intolerant, intolerant to progressive. There have been civilizations in Hindu culture, but you see, Hindu or Buddhist culture have never vilified LGBT people, but there's not as many celebrated figures, like, say, as you have in other cultures, like in East Asia, in the West. I do not think we can say one religion, one nationality, one culture is really better than one or the other. The truth is that all of them are unfortunately products of human beings. And as a result, any human being of any religion, culture, background can choose to be hateful to anyone who is different, no matter what their religion is. And so I would say, I would struggle to think of any religion that is objectively better unless I count something like to be an agnostic or an atheist, which might be the solution. But ultimately, I don't think we can blame it on a religion or any community. It's just a human issue that needs a solution.
Perfect. Thank you. So, oh, you have to say something on this?
You managed it.
I know. Good, I
It
told
was
you.
very clever. I believe you are in fact waiting for to get the answer Hinduism, but I don't believe
know.
I don't believe Hinduism is a religion, but rather I believe it is a practice of living. Rather I believe as a practice of living. So for me, this practice of living was always very supportive, and it was it was ready to accept the people who were different in their genders, who were different in their identity, everything. But let me tell you one thing more. Now the religions are on the path of changing to understand this regime of life and also to start to be more inclusive in their form of being. Unfortunately, unfortunately for the past 5 to 6 years or 5 to 10 years, we have been knowingly or unknowingly adding the word called inclusivity to gender, where we find that even the binary is itself is not inclusive. Okay. Even the binary is not still inclusive, and we are speaking more about inclusivity of gender. So, as I told you, as I believe that it's a practice of living, I believe that is more of in a mode of acceptance. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this insightful session. And if we can ask them informally after the session, because it's lunchtime now and people have been here since 9:30 in the morning. Thank you for being such a nice audience.